All right, everybody, welcome to One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I am your host, Kirk DeMars, and man, is it cold outside. I'm just telling you, I'm so over with winter right now. We had all the snow, the ice, all that, and now the cold temperatures. Uh, it's been so cold that I didn't get enough wood split and cut, and so I had to run out there real quick and try to split some wood and bring it in just so it can stay warm. So anyway, I'm ready for summer. I don't know about you, but that's me. Um, I'll tell you what, we've got a great program tonight that you will be able to see from the warmth of your home. And we're excited to have Lauren Verslues of the Helias Catholic Crusaders. And you're going to enjoy getting to know a little bit more about her. And we see that Rose is watching tonight. And so, welcome to you. And I want to tell everybody and encourage everybody, if you have any comments or if you have any questions that you want to have me try to incorporate into the program, feel free to do that. But any and all nice comments that you have about Lauren, we would love to have them on here. So as you can see, this is Lauren's article that we had in the January-February issue of Sports Locker magazine, which just came out not long ago, and those are some really cool pictures. We had a lot of fun that day. Obviously, it was a lot warmer, and otherwise, she wouldn't have been out there like that. And if she was, then I could understand why she would have been mad at us. But we had a great time doing the photo shoot. Her interview, she did an outstanding job. And you know what we're doing on One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra is that we're wanting to dig in a little bit more and let you get a little bit more of the backstory and have Lauren tell you herself some of the different things that she's accomplished and some of the things that are going on currently and the things that are going to be happening in the future. So, without any more introduction, let's go ahead and bring Lauren Verslois onto the program. Hey, Lauren, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing good. So glad you could join us tonight.
Yes, thanks for inviting me on. It's great. I'm super excited.
Yeah. Well, we're excited. So that's going to make for a good interview. We're excited. The people that are watching are going to be excited. We're going to get great comments from them, and just want to talk with you a little bit about your article. What did you think about that?
I thought it was great. Thanks again for just interviewing me and doing the photo shoot and stuff. Um, I I was really glad that I got like the opportunity to just share some of my stories and like what's helped me like become the athlete that I am and just help me get to where I am. And yeah, so thanks.
Well, you put in a lot of hard work, and I know you're not done yet. You're actually kind of working through an injury right now, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I am. It's just a small one, but so yeah.
Okay. Well, at your age, I know that they seem like they're small injuries. At my age, they become
Mhm.
bigger injuries.
Yeah.
They seem to linger a little bit longer. Uh, Tell us about the very beginning. You started at fifth in the fifth grade running. What was running like for you then, and when did you know that you had a gift and a love for the sport?
Well, back in fifth grade when I first started, I just ran track, and I used to always like tell myself and my coach and everyone, I was like, I will never run a step over 400 meters. But we saw how that turned out. But that was kind of my mindset, like fifth through seventh grade, and then eighth grade, I went out for cross country for the first time. And that's when I kind of realized that I had like a gift for it because that was my first year running cross country and I went undefeated in that season. And then after that, I still like I did it in high school kind of just to, like make friends and stuff, but I didn't really like find my love for it until that year, like freshman year. And that's when I really started to enjoy it.
Well, talk about that freshman year and the memorable moments that you had, including districts. Once you talk about that.
Yeah, districts freshman year, that was probably one of my favorite cross country moments because I was kind of like, I was borderline. So top 30 make state at districts, and I was like borderline, might have made that, might not. So I was really nervous going in. So my mom took me up there to preview the course the week before, and I like ran it. So I was getting prepared. And then on race day, I kind of knew what I had to do if I wanted to make state. So ironically, I wasn't too nervous, but the entire race, my mom was running around the course, like yelling my place at me, how many people I had to catch. And I remember at the end of the race, we finished up a hill, and like me and the entire pack of girls I was with, which was all around 30th place, we finished together, and I had no idea if I had made it or not until my mom ran up and told me that I had finished 29th and I had made it. So it was
Well,
great.
yeah, mentioning your mom, you talked about her in your article, and what was that moment like getting to share that with her?
It was really great because, like I said, I was borderline, so I didn't know if I was gonna make it or not. But I felt like on top of the world. It was great because it was my first like true moment of like big success in the sport. So.
Yeah, and you talked about mom as a coach. Why don't you talk a little bit about her as that, as well as any other coaches that you have?
Yeah. So she has actually been my coach in track, cross country, and basketball when I used to play in middle school. So she's kind of always been there as like my number one supporter, like especially if I'm ever like doubting myself or not believing in myself, then she's always there to like pick me back up and encourage me and motivate me to keep going and working for my goals. Um, so like she's always like at practice encouraging me and creating workouts that are gonna like help me be better, even if they are really hard. Like even outside of the sport too. Like she's just always there. And then as for other coaches, the assistant cross country coach at Helias, Coach Reed, he's definitely helped me a lot in my running career just because he's always like running the workouts with us, talking to us, making sure we're always feeling good. So
Awesome, very good. What kind of pressure is that having mom as your coach? I mean, like you said, planning out workouts and probably nutrition and just all the
Mhm.
details. It's like, oh my goodness, all day long. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's pressure, but like I like it because it helps me like be a better leader for the team. I feel like it
Mhm.
encourages me to like step up and help lead all the other girls on the team and like set a good example. So
So we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about those workouts and some of the training that you have to do to get prepared for your racing season. What talk a little bit about that? What goes into your training?
So since cross country meets, we have a meet every Saturday. Then so we just kind of follow like a standard plan, like long runs Monday, Wednesday, and then speed work Tuesday, Thursday. So our long runs usually consist of anywhere between like 3 and 6 miles, and then for speed work we do different workouts like mile repeats or ladders or stuff like that. So yeah. And it started out kind of just like basic, but as I've grown in like my training and stuff, I've been doing a lot more like cross training lately, like
Hmm.
swimming and biking and stuff like that to help me increase my mileage but not get injured at the same time.
Yeah,
So,
you were talking about how you've been swimming. Dealing with
mhm.
this injury that you have, this small
Yeah.
injury that you have. You've been dealing with. You've been doing some swimming. What kind of conditioning are you doing there?
Well, I'll just swim for like an amount of time. So I'll go anywhere between like 30 minutes to an hour, or I'll do like a lot of the doctors that I've been to, they've recommended like kind of running in place while in water or like bounding in water, like pretending to jump and stuff. So stuff like that. Mostly,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, good. Uh, what are some of the awards that you've received in cross country? Talk about that, and what have you been the most proud of?
So yeah, over the past 4 years, I've been all conference and all district in cross country every year, and I've been academic all state each year also. Um, as for like Helias specifically, like our team, freshman year I was given the top newcomer award, and then junior and senior year I was given the number one runner award, which it was really special to me just because like I really enjoy like being like in that spot and being able to be a leader for the rest of my team and help lead them like in workouts and stuff like that. So it means a lot.
Okay. You've had other than this injury, you've also had some other physical challenges. Talk about that, and especially during your junior year.
Mhm. So yeah, during my junior year, it was actually towards the end of cross country season where I injured my hamstring. So I had to like run through that going into like districts and state, and it was really challenging just as I was training and racing, knowing that like I could be doing so much better, like I had more potential in me, but I also had to be grateful that I was still able to be out there just running the race to begin with. So yeah, it definitely challenged me mentally and physically, but I was able to get through it just like trusting in God and like knowing that He had a plan for me.
Mm-hmm. What is that like when you are not at 100% and you're trying to push through, still competing? How tough is that for you as a competitor to do that?
Um, Me personally, I feel like been I'm a pretty like mentally strong athlete. I'd say that that definitely helped it a lot. But it's just for me the hardest part was watching my teammates at practice, like seeing them do a workout and me wanting to like join in but knowing that I can't. Um so the ways I got through that, I mostly just had to like be grateful for what I did have, and like it made me realize I had to take make the most that I did have. So I think that made the race a lot meaningful.
Okay. Uh, I know that when you go through something like that and you've dealt with it, have you had situations where some of your teammates have maybe had injuries and you've had to help, you, as a leader, have tried to help them get through that as well?
Yeah, I definitely would say our team. I think we do a lot of training, and so whenever they like my, my teammates have been injured in the past, um, so I could definitely like sympathize with them because I've been there, and just like being able to like listen to them and like talk to them and like remind them that it's all gonna be okay in the end, because it will be like because I know what they're going through, and also just like help recommend good workouts for them like swimming and biking and other alternatives. So
Mm-hmm. Uh, Tell us a little bit about the distance that you run for cross country. And I know you said early on that you don't want to run anything over 400 meters. That's quite a bit more.
yeah,
Go ahead and talk about that.
yeah, it's a little bit more. So it is 3.1 miles because we run like a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, and those are all of our races, at least in high school. That's what it
Yeah.
is in cross country.
And when you're competing in cross country, and there may be some people that don't know this, but you are running on different courses. And talk about those types of courses and what
Mhm.
are some of your favorite ones that you've run on?
So yeah, like all the courses are different because like some are hillier, some are less hilly. My course to run on, I'd probably say my favorite is Bolivar, which is where we had districts this past year. I really like that course. One, because it's flat, and two, it just produces like really good times. I like that. But just from like nostalgic and memories, I really like the course that Smith Cotton has down at Sedalia because their race junior year was the first like cross country race that like high school cross country race that I had took first place in overall. So
Very good. Um, so, what
mhm.
is I hate to call out the tough or the bad courses. Which was the one that you disliked the most?
For me, that would be Jim Marshall, the one here in town at Cole County Park, because I'm sure you've been there and you've seen how hilly it is. So
Yes.
that one's pretty hilly.
Okay, there you go.
So
The hometown course right there. There you go.
yeah.
So, talk about your senior season as a competitor, and what are you the most proud of as a competitor and a leader?
This year I'm really proud of the way that I like kind of bounced back from my injury because all throughout the summer I wasn't like training fully because I was still kind of injured. So I'm proud of the way I like came back and adjusted to that, and still came back and was able to like be a leader for my team and race the races and just like to help motivate them inside and outside of practice, because I know that cross country can be a really hard sport, and at times the workouts are tough and you may not want to do them. So it just really helps to like to know that I can help people out when they're doing them and like motivate them and stuff like that. So
Very good. Very good. You've had a great career in that, and I know you're getting geared up for your final senior season with track and field. So we'll talk about that in the next segment. You're doing an outstanding job, and so we've flown through the first half of the interview. We'll give you a quick little break, and then we'll be back in just a moment for the second half.
sounds good.
All right.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, we just want to say how much we appreciate them as a sponsor of this program, as well as being a sponsor in Sports Locker Magazine. You know, this year is our 10th year with Sports Locker. I can't believe that we've flown through all those years and interviewed all these great student athletes just like Lauren, and we're so thankful to be able to get to meet them, hear their story, and then share their story with you. It's a lot of fun going out on the photo shoots and then doing the interviews. You know, that's one of the things that we really, from the very beginning, we just wanted to make sure that we would go and get to meet these student athletes, coaches, and you know, just be able to pay special attention to them because they've worked hard and we feel like they deserve that recognition. And so we just appreciate CNS Employment Solutions helping us with that, as well as making sure that people in mid-Missouri that need jobs find jobs, and the employers that are looking for employees find those employees to fill those positions. So thank you, CNS Employment Solutions, and also thank you to our Coach of the Issue sponsor, which is Big Whiskeys. And just like Coach Kaylin Collins here and Coach Verslues, we want to say thank you to all of our coaches and all the hard work that they put in. I mean, they put in a lot of time. A lot of time they're away from their families, you know, quite a bit as they're out coaching. Not so much in the case of Lauren because her mom is coaching her, so she gets to spend additional time with her. But we just want to say thank you for all the hard work that they put in, and we want to thank Big Whiskeys for recognizing our coaches, and we really appreciate them doing that and sponsoring this program as well. All right, well, we've been having a lot of fun with talking to Lauren Verslues, and I want you guys, if you have any comments or any special things that you want to say about Lauren, feel free to put those in the comment section, or maybe if you have a question, you want to throw that in there too. We'll try to get that into the program as well. All right, let's go ahead and bring Lauren on back in. You are still here. That's awesome. You didn't hang up on me.
No, I did not.
All right, good. Thank you. You've saved me. You made my job a lot easier. I would say if you did, you would be the very first one. So let's not make that
Oh,
happen.
well,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you've done an outstanding job, just like you're doing an outstanding job as a student athlete, a leader in your school, as well as on the playing field. We talked about cross country. We talked about coaches. Let's talk a little bit about track and field. What are the events that you have competed in? And talk about each one of those individually and some of the different strategies with each one.
Okay, so in track, I kind of bounce around a lot. Primarily, I do the 800 and the 1600. And for strategies for those, the 800, some would say, like, I know Coach Reed definitely hates my strategy on this, but I generally take out pretty fast. Like, I take out my first lap about like only 2 or 3 seconds slower than my 400. Um, and then my second lap is definitely slower. But so for the 800, my strategy is just to take out pretty fast. And then the 1600, I definitely take out slower and then just try to hold on and then kick on that last lap. Other events that I do are the 400. Mainly, I do the 400 in the 4x4, which I really like relays because I do the 4x4 and the 4x8. Um, and then I've only ran the 3200 one time in track, but I will probably try it again this year. So,
Okay. Now
so
that's
yeah.
quite a bit different when you're running that type of a distance on the track compared to running it out on the course for cross country. Talk about the difference in that and how tough that is.
Yeah, definitely. It's when you're running around a track, it can get a little like boring because obviously you're just seeing the same things, like you're just running in circles. But on the cross country course, it's definitely like you see so much more, and I would say it goes by quicker, um, just because there's so many like more people like around the course cheering you on, and just because like the terrain's different, like it's hilly some places, so stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I know that running a mile on the track it gets kind of, I'm just gonna say, boring to me. I'm just saying, and running the 3200, I don't even want to even think about that. Well, I don't even think about it anymore. I just don't do that anymore. I spend more time on the elliptical. So, um, we've got, is it Grandma Rose? Is that who that is?
Mhm.
All right. So
Yeah,
she
that's
said,
my grandma.
awesome. Here's what she had to say. I want to bring that up again here real quick. We've enjoyed watching her throughout the years. Awesome granddaughter. So is that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, my grandma, she's always at like all the meets that she can be. It's she's like always supported me. Her and like all my entire family has always have always been super supportive
Okay.
of that. So
So what do you call her? So like my wife is a grandmother, but she goes by Mimi. What do you call your grandmother?
I just call her grandma.
Okay. That's my grandma was
So
grandma. Yeah, I had a grandma and I had a Grammy. So those were the two. My wife said I want something different. I want to be Mimi. I was like, okay. If you get to choose, I get to choose. So I'm gonna go with Papa.
sounds
uh,
fair.
what do you appreciate about Grandma Rose?
Um, the main thing that I love is that, well, first of all, she comes to every meet that she can. No matter like if it's far away, she still tries to be there. But when she can't be there, she'll text me the night before telling me good luck, or she'll light a candle for me or say the rosary for me. And it just means a lot to know that she's thinking about me and she really wants me to do my best. So, yeah, it just means a lot how much time that she invests in what I do.
Okay. So I want to ask you this question: can you hear your grandma out there yelling when you're running?
Yes, I can always hear and see her because she's always there, like taking pictures, cheering me on. So yeah, I can always see her.
Okay. Yep. Because my grandma, you could definitely hear her, and my grandma was so loud that she got kicked out of one of my baseball games because she was giving the umpire way too much grief. And he went over to our bench and he told the coach, if she doesn't get out of here, you forfeit the game. And my grandmother was all of maybe 4 foot 10, 11 maybe. She was a shorter, and she
Yeah.
wasn't happy about that. But anyway, I loved
Well,
having
that's
my
what
grandma.
grandmas are.
That's right. Absolutely. That's what grandmas are for. How was your training, getting prepared? I know it's similar, but how is it different getting ready for track and field compared to cross country?
Well, during in cross country season, we have meets only on Saturdays, so it makes like the week you can kind of like plan it out and schedule everything how you want it, and it's kind of the same every single week. In track it's different because like we'll have meets, some will be on Saturdays, some will be in the middle of the week, or some weeks we'll even have like 2 weeks, so it makes planning harder, especially like planning out what days we're going to do workouts and recovery runs after meets and stuff like that. So during track season, it's crazy all the time, but I try to get either at least 8, ideally 9 hours of sleep each night. It just helps me like reset and focus mentally. And then during the week, we just try to squeeze in workouts wherever we can. Um, so like if we have a meet on Monday, then we might be doing like a workout like 2 days right after that, really quickly. But it's definitely different, but at the same time they are similar.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you know what? We got to bring this comment up because you're gonna like this one. This is from your mom. I love this beautiful girl, my favorite runner ever, tied with her brother. So, mom can't show complete partiality, right? It has to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, me and my brother, we both always joke back and forth. We're like, "No, I'm the favorite child. No, I'm the favorite child." So yeah, it's just kind of like an ongoing joke.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing about it though is that each of you feels like you're the favorite, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, my siblings, I was the oldest of four, and they always said that I was the favorite, and blah blah blah. I mean, my mom and dad loved them too. I was involved in more sports, so that's everybody had to be dragged to my games and stuff like that. So, um, but I, you know, I show the love to them now, where maybe I didn't. I was more focused on myself back then. But anyway, I, it's good that your family makes sure that you guys are equally loved because that's how it should be. All right, so we got another comment here. We got Kate Hammond Hill. So proud of you. Hill fam thinks the world of you, and we will miss you next year. Thank you guys for those
Yes.
comments.
Shout out.
That's awesome. Thank you all for doing that. We appreciate that. And the good thing, Lauren, is when you are off into the next phase of your life, if you just kind of feel a little bit down, you can pull this program up and you can look at some of these nice comments that people are saying.
It's
And you'll
very
be,
true.
yeah, absolutely. Uh, why don't you go ahead and talk about some of your accomplishments that you've had individually in track as well as a team?
So I'll start with individually first. Um, I'd say um, my some of my favorite races were during AAU track, where I ran the 800 and 1500 at the AAU national meet in Iowa, and those are really great because I got a personal best in the 15, and I was really close in the 800. So individually, those are some of my big successes. As part of like a relay team, um, we one of my favorite relay races was the 4x4 at state my sophomore year when we got third in state. So that was great. And this past year on the 4x8, we were actually conference champs, which was great because I don't think we have been like the 4x8, we haven't been conference champs in like a long time. So that was really cool just to like because I was the anchor in the relay, so it was really cool just to like watch my teammates the whole race, like cheering them on,
Hmm.
fighting for that spot. And then when I got the baton, I was like, okay, I have to keep our spot and finish the race strong. So that was a really cool moment. And then just as like a big team wise, our girls team has been district champs the past 2 years and
Hmm.
conference champs last year. So it's been really fun with the team.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, and it's a great accomplishment too because I mean you've got stiff competition you guys go up against, so
Mhm.
very good. Uh, all right, so if you know off the top of your head, what are some of your personal best times in your different events?
So my personal best time for the 800 is a 2:26, and in the mile it is 5:37. So those are my main two events. In the 1500, it's slightly different because it's 100 meters shorter. Obviously, that one is a 5:09. Um, so yeah, and then in the 400, in the 4x4, my best 400 split is a 62. So
Okay. Those are all really good, and just in case people don't know that, those are all really good. So uh, if you're running under a 6 minute mile, you're doing well, in my book anyway. Uh, so what are some of your goals individually and as a team going into this upcoming season?
This season, well, first off, individually, I definitely want to um, get new PRs and personal bests. I really want to try to get under 220 for the 800 and definitely under or close to like 530 or 520 in the mile. And I really want to get back to and I want be all district and stuff because last season our 4x8 finished fifth at sectionals and like top four make it onto state. So I really want to help get our 4x8 team back to state this next year because that would be really cool for like my senior year and all that. Other than that, I really just want to like be a good teammate and help encourage all my other teammates because last year I couldn't like do all the workouts because of my injury. So this year I really want to like come back and be able to do the workouts with them and encourage them and just help them hit their own goals as well as me be able to hit mine.
Very good. That's what a good leader does, and you are a good leader. So that that's great that you've got those goals set and just have fun doing it as you go along. Uh, so let's talk a little bit more about let's talk about mom and dad. How have each of them made a difference in your life and development as a student athlete? What do you appreciate about each of them?
Well, my mom, obviously, as I mentioned before, she's like always been like my number one supporter. Because she's always because I have her as a teacher and a coach, so she's always there helping me, like motivating me in the classroom, outside of the classroom, on the field. Um, so yeah, she's always just been there to like help pick me up whenever I'm down, and that's meant a lot. Just because of everything that's happened over the past year, there I definitely have had doubts because of my injury, and she's always there telling me that hey, I can do this. I just have to believe in myself. As for my dad, um he's super busy because he helped coaches my brother actually, but he still comes to all of my cross country meets that he can, and he always tells me good luck before and come see me after. Um, so yeah, he's been super supportive also. But one of the things that he's like really taught me being like a student athlete is because like I'm always so busy, obviously is like time management. Like he really teaches me how to like manage my time to get like my schoolwork done. That way I can have time for like practice and all that. And then so yeah, that definitely has been a big help over the years.
Well, good. So you said this just a minute ago. So your mom is she's a teacher for you as well. So your
Mhm.
mom is your mom. She
Mhm.
coaches you. She teaches you. What class? What does she teach you in?
Calculus. So
Calculus. Okay, good. I'm just thinking right now. What is mom going to do when you move on to college? I mean, is she gonna pick up and follow you because I mean she's with you all the time right now, right?
yeah, that is really true. Yeah, next year she'll definitely have a lot more free time. She won't have me constantly around, but
All right. Well, hey, we got a friend of mine on here, Mark Verslues says so proud of you. Can't wait to watch you at the next level. So
yep.
we just saw him yesterday. It was great to see him and Liddy and the kids. So very good. Um, Talk about your brother. Share with us about him and
Um,
what you appreciate about him.
so yeah, my brother. So we we like grew up always playing like games in the backyard outside, whether it was like soccer, basketball, wiffle ball, literally anything. Like we would just play games outside because like we both grew up loving sports. So throughout the years, even though we don't always have time to like go play games outside and stuff like that anymore, we still like support each other in our sports. Like, because he plays a lot of baseball, so I go to all his like baseball tournaments, and I even actually help coach him in some of his basketball tournaments. So, and then he comes to all my cross country races and track races. So it's just really good how we like get to support each other because we both have kind of the same love for sports. Like I think growing up with him and like because we're both super competitive, we've like helped each other to grow more just because we're always like competing in a good like friendly natured way. So yeah, we've definitely helped each other a lot.
So competing in a good, friendly, good-natured way. Okay. What's that look like when you guys are playing table games? Or, I mean, does it get a little bit more competitive?
Yeah, it's definitely gets intense at our house just because all four of us, me, my brother, and both my parents, were super competitive. But it makes it interesting. So yeah, generally, me and Lucas, like that's my brother.
Uh-huh.
We're on the same team. Like if we're doing like team board games or stuff, so we think alike. So it we make a good team.
So, what's your favorite board game that you guys play?
Um, I like a lot. We play Spy Alley. I don't know if you've heard of that, but we play that
I've
game a
not.
lot. We play Apples to Apples. We play Taboo. So yeah, we play lots of board games.
Okay, good. Very good. You know what? And when you talked about your family being competitive, and and I do believe that in the last name Verslues, and again knowing my friend Mark and his brother Matt, and just competitive, very very good as far as skill level. So I can imagine what it's like at Thanksgiving around your house.
Yeah, it's always crazy in our house.
Yeah. Well, that's how it was at mine too. But you know what? That makes it fun. Those create memories.
Mhm.
I bet you didn't have this memory. Um, so my wife's family, we would go to their place in Windsor, Missouri. They owned a chicken hatchery, and in one of their barns, they set up a basketball court, and you had to shoot over the rafter in order to shoot a long distance shot. I was not used to doing anything like that. Like where did this come from? And on top of that, her one of her uncles was wearing cowboy boots. I didn't. I mean, I had never played basketball with somebody wearing cowboy boots, as well as they did a lot of other stuff. So, you know, and then after that, they went out and they shot quail. So. I don't know. Maybe you try it. It was fun. My daughter was appalled that they were shooting quail, but that's a whole different story. I'm glad you have a tight knit family, and it's important, and that is something that is very valuable, and you'll be able to carry that with you forever. So, um, I'm happy for you with that. Your parents, they talked about in your article about how proud they are of you, and that you value your faith and you value your family. Why don't you just share with us a little bit about that?
So yeah, I mean, as I talked already, I value my family a lot just because of like how supportive we are of each other and how like me and my brother grew up close, like stuff like that. So obviously, I'm really close with my family. For faith, I've definitely grown in my faith a lot these past few years, especially Helias as a community has really helped me with that. Like for example, I went on the Notre Dame mission trip down to Indiana last year, and that was a really cool experience for me. Just being able to grow in my faith and just see what it's like for other people and stuff like that. Just like helping people out, um, going to see different, like for example, the Notre Dame Grotto, which is really cool. Um, and other than that, like my family has really taught me to value my faith, so that has definitely helped. Like it helps that I grew up like being super involved and stuff like that. Like we go to church as a family every Sunday, and here at Helias we have like opportunities to go to mass during the school day sometimes, or like before the school day. So that's really nice. Just like having friends who also value faith and the same things has helped me really get involved more. So.
How do you feel that that's helped you in being a student athlete, being a leader at school? How has that helped you in dealing with other people?
It definitely it's helped me with like my patience first of all. And it's helped me know that like when challenges come along, like I just have to trust in God and in his plan and that it's all gonna like work out. And knowing that if I ever am just struggling, then I can just pray and like talk to him. So it's really kind of just like a reset button kind of like if I'm struggling, then I know that I can just like kind of sit down and like breathe and just kind of talk to God.
Very good. You've talked about your mom and dad, your brother, talked about Grandma Rose. Any other members of the family that you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, definitely. My aunt and uncle, as you saw, Mark, he commented, him and his wife, they both come. They come to like all of my events that they can, like track, cross country. Whenever I used to play basketball or soccer, stuff like that. They come to everything, and they're always like texting me like good luck, how did you do, stuff like that. So they've been super supportive and just helpful of everything. And both my grandparents, as I talked about one side, my other grandparents are also super supportive. They're always texting me, like even like my other grandma, she's actually on a cruise right now, but she still is always texting me. She's like, hey, how'd the race go, or good luck tomorrow, and stuff like that. And it means a lot that even when they're out there like on the ocean, they're still like thinking about me and wondering how I did. So
Yeah, Grandma is on a cruise right now, and that is awesome. But she'll get to come back and watch this program with you. She might even be watching now. We don't know, but um, who knows? Who knows where they're at? They might. Who knows what they're doing on the boat? It'd be a lot of fun. Where did they go on a cruise to?
they flew down to like Houston, and then they came out of there and they're visiting like some of the islands down there, like Jamaica, Puerto Rico, I think. So yeah, just some islands.
Okay, so good. A warm place they're going through right now, not the
Yeah.
cold like Alaska or something. That's good. Too
Yeah.
cold for that right now. What's your education been like at Helias Catholic, and what do you want to say to all of those who have helped you along the way, the teachers, the administration, people like that?
My education, I it's definitely been really good. Like, I've loved being at Helias. They have so many like, first of all, like some of just a big variety of classes that's helped me like decipher through like what do I enjoy, what do I not enjoy, like what could I do in my future, like find my interest basically, and then also all like the more advanced, like higher level classes, like dual credit and stuff like that, has definitely helped me prepare for next year and what's to come. So as a whole, I really like it here at Helias, and everyone is super supportive. Like all my teachers, like if I'm just walking down the hall like before school on a Monday, one of the teachers will be like, "Hey, how did the meet go on Saturday?" or something like that, and it just means a lot. Um, like Senor Plank, he was my Spanish teacher. He always asked like how I did, how I was doing. So it just means a lot to know that they're super supportive and like they're paying attention to what you're doing and that they really care.
Oh, good. Well, they obviously they play an important part in education as well as being mentors and good examples. So I know you've got a lot of great teachers over there. So what are you looking forward to closing out your senior year? What do you want to accomplish?
Like I said, I'm really looking forward to track this year because I have a lot of goals for track season, as I mentioned before. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really just looking forward to like this is my last semester of senior year, and I really just want to like make the most of it, make the most of like being here with all my friends and stuff. Because senior year, I some people say they get senioritis, but I personally I don't have senioritis yet because I'm enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to see what it holds.
Very good. You're right. A lot of times you hear people, "I can't wait to get out of here," and so that is good. You're enjoying the moment, and do that because it's going to fly by quickly, just like you are going to do on the track. You're going to be flying by quickly in the
Let's
400,
hope
the
so.
800, the 1600, the 3200. You're just going to be flying by. Uh, so you touched on it a little bit. What's next? Talk about your plans after high school, where you're going to go, and what you're going to do.
So next year, I plan on attending Harding University, which is in a small town in Arkansas called Searcy, but it's about 30 minutes from Little Rock. So yeah, it's pretty far from here. But so, anyways, I plan on going there to run track and cross country and major in architecture. So I'm excited.
So, what kind of architecture are you wanting to get into, or are you have any idea on that yet?
I'm not really sure yet. I my favorite part about it is just kind of like getting to like draw and like lay out. like a house plan or something like that. Because I took a class like that at Helias, and it was really fun just getting to like be creative and design like your own house, like where you put things. It was just I like the challenge of it all. So
Well, good. We talked a little bit about it before the program started. I shared with you that I thought I wanted to get into architecture, and back then it was you drew everything by hand. There were no computerized programs, and so I think you're going to have a lot of fun because it's kind of limitless with what you can do. So that's pretty good. Well, we hope you do well with that as well as with your track and cross country career. We hope you finish out well with cross country this year. I want to take just a couple more minutes to ask you a few speed round questions, some fun stuff. So you've done an outstanding job, but let's have a little bit of fun here. I know what you're thinking. It's cold out, and I'm thinking my favorite ice cream is what?
Extreme Moose Tracks from Central Dairy. That's my favorite kind.
Extreme Moose Tracks. Okay, good.
Mhm.
Um, so, what is your favorite go-to snack or food after a meet?
Ooh, after a meet, I gotta say probably like Chick-fil-A. I'd say Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Okay, so we're just gonna have to ask: is that on Mom's training program, nutrition? Is that on
Probably not, but
there? You're gonna run it off, right?
yeah.
All right. If there was anywhere in the world that you could go, where would that be and why?
I have always wanted to go to Iceland just because I hear that it's super pretty and against its name, like I've heard that it's actually like really green and
Yeah,
pretty. So
and Greenland is very icy. I mean, it's funny how they've got
yeah.
those. They're the opposite. All
Mhm.
right. Last one. What is your least favorite chore to do around the house and why?
Probably the dishes. Just because, like, after I eat, I kind of just want to go sit down, like, do my own thing, and now I have to, like, wash my dishes or put in the dishwasher or something, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. But, so yeah, that's my least favorite.
So, is that anything that you volunteer for?
Generally, no.
That's great. No, you're good. You know what? I would say if we had to say what is the number one answer, dishes would probably be the number one answer that most student athletes do not want to do, and that's
Yeah.
okay. That is all right. You might are you so you would you say that maybe you would be more of a paper plate kind of girl?
Um, I don't know. I feel like that's just so much, like, trash. I probably wouldn't want to waste all that trash.
Yeah.
But,
Have somebody else do the dishes, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, I want to give you the opportunity to close out with any additional thing that you might want to say, thoughts, um, shout outs, whatever you want to do. It's your opportunity to go.
Um, Well, yeah, I just want to shout out. Obviously, I've already shout out like all my family, my aunt, uncle, my grandma and grandpa, both my parents and my brother. But honestly, just to all like my teammates and coaches that I've had over the years, they definitely helped me. Like the teammates that I've had at Helias have been great, like super encouraging. They're some of my best friends, and the coaches, obviously, I've already talked about. They're super great.
Well,
So
we
yeah.
think you're super great too, and we are so thankful to have been able to meet you, to do your photo shoot, have your interview in the magazine, and outstanding job. And we know that you're going to be successful as you move on to the next level, and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing what you're going to do next. I'm going to have you hold on for just a moment as I close out the program, but thank you again so much, and I'll see you in just a minute. All right. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and we had a great interview with Lauren Verslues from Helias Catholic. I need to drink some water or something. Got a little lisp or something happening there, but thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure that you share and like the program, share it with your friends so that they can see Lauren's great interview as well. we do this every Monday night. Thanks for taking out your time to join us and to be a part of One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. Until next time, I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. God bless you, and we will see you then.